Hey TikTok, welcome back to Deconstructing Labels. This is where we name their words and flip them to our truth. Today, we're going to deconstruct the words master manipulator and we're reclaiming it as emotional intelligence. So, master manipulator is a label that was placed on me around the age of 15 or 16 when adult church leaders abused me, adult family members ignored it, and then they all turned around and blamed me for the abuse. They told me I was going to hell for being gay. And when I told them if they read a little further down in that same chapter, they see that eating shrimp and wearing polyester blends would send them there too. They didn't like that too much. So they made it their personal mission to control my voice and to confine me with their rules. But as Bell Hooks says, when men and women punish each other for truth telling, we reinforce the notion that lies are better. So today, we're dispelling the lies. By trying to dodge that label, I softened my words. I apologized for coming off wrong. I swallowed my righteous anger so nobody could say I was playing games. I accepted responsibility for their abuse, and I over-explained my heart just to prove that my hands are clean. And each time I dimmed my light, my soul stayed knotted up. Real talk, what they were really doing? They will call you manipulative to disguise the fact that they are the real manipulator. And they will absolutely hate your guts once you figure that out. If you call them out on it, or when their words no longer land like they used to, well, that's a problem. They can't control you anymore. I realized that master manipulator was never about my motives. It was about their mirror. And as Audre Lorde says, it is that piece of the oppressor that is planted deep within each of us. Emotional intelligence means that I can name my feelings. I can hold empathy for yours, but I can set boundaries for both. That's not manipulation. That's their way of projecting their tactics onto my truth. So let's just be real. Most manipulators flip the script on purpose. They accuse you of twisting words when they're the ones dodging accountability. They call you sneaky when their hands stay dirty. It's classic deflection. No, you're the manipulator, while they pull the heartstrings of the pure hearts behind them. So I made a decision. I decided to own my emotional intelligence. I speak clearly, I stand tall, and I let God sort out their projections. I feel deep, and I move wise. Let me just break it down a little bit more. What this means is I can hold empathy for your pain and still protect my peace. That's emotional intelligence, not manipulation. I can walk away from toxicity and hear you're so cold, but that's discernment, not manipulation. I can trust my intuition when they label me as paranoid, but that's my gift. That's not a master manipulator. That's a person with the gift of emotional intelligence. That's self-awareness that I prayed for. That's holding space for my healing, and is certainly nothing to apologize for. Today, emotional intelligence looks like I name my feelings without apology. I pause when projection hits. I breathe and I don't react. I remind myself my motives are pure, their mirrors are just dirty. I choose clarity over convincing. I choose healing over their script. They can call me master manipulator, but I'm going to choose a different name. I am emotionally intelligent. I trust my heart and I honor my God-given clarity. So when they say you're so manipulative, what they really mean is your light exposes my shadows. And I'm okay with that. They say master manipulator and I say emotionally intelligent. And just one last note that might get me in a little bit in trouble, but I'm going to say it anyway. The one thing that I noticed about the ones calling me master manipulator, they were always the ones that shouted the loudest in church while raising the most hell at home. Speaking in tongues on Sunday and gossiping by Monday. They spewed hatred and vitriol in Jesus' name. So now you tell me, who is the master manipulator in that scenario? And what about you? Have they ever called you manipulative just for speaking your truth? Drop your story in the comments so we can deconstruct this label together. And Deconstructing Labels Part 6 drops soon.